Hi friends, it's Amy. Welcome to my bookish life, and today it's time to go over my TBR or pile of possibilities for Ketchupathon 2025. So let's get to it. Okay, so I went through my book of the month books and I chose my top 3. I know that I can read 3 books in my 2 weeks, okay? So I chose my top 3 that I want to make sure that I get to during the 6th through the 20th. And one is the one that I have been dying to read and I just can't wait for it. And I keep putting it off because I'm scared that I won't like it, but I am so absolutely sure that I'm going to love it. So I don't really know why I'm putting it off, that kind of thing. And then, kind of the same with the 2 others. So I picked out the 3 that I wanted to read the most, and then I looked at what my movie night is going to look like based on that. The first thing that I wanted to make sure I had was my movie night to be in a theater, and so I chose How to End a Love Story, because this is more friendship focused than it would be family focused. So I chose How to End a Love Story. This is about an author and a man whose life is inextricably linked to her life, and there's a lot going on. I love a good story that has an author in it. Anything bookish is got my interest piqued. That is definitely why I chose this one from Book of the Month, and I would like to get to this sooner rather than later. This definitely works for my location. I wanted to make sure I was in a theater and not at home or outdoors. Mostly. Then I wanted to make sure that I had a live action movie, and this book, it may be illustrated, but it's definitely looks more real than illustrated to me, so I'm accepting that as a live action for category. It's a very realistic cover. This is also my most anticipated. I have kept on wanting to get to this book and I keep on not. I bought a book just so I could get this as an add-on for Book of the Month. I love Patty Callahan Henry. I think her books are amazing and well researched, and this is about 2 girls during World War II, so this would be a home theater book, which is why I didn't show it first. Definitely this is the one that I wanted for live action, so I chose that, and I'll come back to this again. For genre, I decided I wanted an action movie, just because I really wanted to put Murder Road by Simone St. James on my TBR. Now this also, if you don't think that this counts as a realistic cover, this is also a realistic cover, so it works. No matter what, I can have my theater. But Simone St. James is one of my favorite authors. I really just, everything that I've read of hers, I have really loved. And I don't know why I've been putting this off for as long as I have. So this is going on my list of books to read. Also, it takes place in July of 1995. So perfect in that. For the snacks and drinks, Flora Lee is 353 pages if I read the acknowledgments. So medium. And I can get candy. Actually, you know what? A small candy wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. However, I also want to use this for a neutral cover, which would give me soda, and I don't want a medium soda, okay? Or I don't want a small soda. I want a medium soda. I just do. But we'll see. Maybe I can get another book on here too, because I absolutely want popcorn. Here's the thing. There has been one time in my life that I have gone to the movies and I haven't had soda and I haven't had popcorn. One time. And that reason is I had stitches in my mouth from getting my wisdom teeth taken out, and I wasn't allowed to use a straw, and I couldn't have popcorn because the kernels would get stuck in the stitches. That's the only time. So in order to get popcorn, I needed to look at my highest rated. And my highest rated on my spreadsheet is The Giver of Stars by Jojo Moyes. This is also the one that I've had the longest. Technically, I would say this is kind of neutral colors. It's very natural, nature-y. So, you know, since this is 400 something, that gives me a medium soda. So either way, if I try to get this in, which I'm thinking I will, that's going to give me, I'd actually start with this one just because it's the longest. That's going to get me a soda, no matter what. But it'll also get me a medium popcorn, which, to be honest, that's what I'm here for. So these three are the ones that I absolutely want to get to. I definitely do want to get to this one just because I've read the, this is about the, librarian horse pack librarians. The pack horse librarians of Kentucky. And I've read the book Women of Troublesome Creek, which is also about the pack horse librarians in Kentucky. And I got this at about the same time, and I really want to also get this one. So get this one read. Actually, I never noticed that there was like a pack horse librarian on there. Anyway, so these three books definitely would love to get to. In terms of other Book of the Month books that I would love to get to, I have Middle of the Night by Riley Sager, or The Griffin's Greatest Hits, The Griffin Sisters' Greatest Hits by Jennifer Weiner, and Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Honestly, Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. I would say these are my next most anticipated of my Book of the Month books that are unread as of right now. But yeah, so I don't know how many books I'm going to get to, but I'm hoping to for sure get to these four. So in terms of other books that I have to read this month, for my In Real Life book club, Cupcakes and Chapters, we are reading Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. And this book I have already read. I loved it. I think I gave it 4 stars. Might have been 4.5 stars. Can't remember, but I really enjoyed it. So I'm just going to listen to it. I have it in Audible. I'm just going to listen to it and just refresh my memory on it. So that won't take me very long to do. And then for my other In Real Life book club, my library book club, I have to read a book called The Thief of Always by Clive Barker, which, I'm not gonna lie, looks kind of weird. I don't really know what it's about. There's some kind of like house that has a mind of its own. I'm not sure. It's middle grade-ish. My friend that chose it because it was a book that she read when she was in middle school and she really loved it. Cool. I don't really know what to do with that information, so we will see. Those are my book club books. And last but not least, we are going to roll a reading prompt. So roll a reading prompt is something that I do in order to give myself a challenge every month. My goal when I roll the die 4 times, my goal is to come up with one reading prompt that I can find one book that fulfills all the prompts. However, if I can't do that, then I can use that one prompt and I can do multiple reading prompts, and it's totally fine. I roll the die and I then see if I can come up with a book to go with that. Would be really cool if one of these books went along with that, but I don't know. So roll number 1 is 1. That is a red cover. Honestly, red is very prominent on this one. So for my game, I would also take that because the red stands out as being, you know, important. Roll number 2 is 4. Show you number 4. And 4 is younger than me. Okay, for real, so far, Listen for the Lie absolutely works. And actually, so does Murder Road. Let's see about rule number 3. Rule number 3 is giving me the audience or the length of the book. So, 4. This one was really hard. 150 pages or less. I mean, it's not really hard in that it's not difficult to find a novella to read for that. However, it's really hard for me to find a book that's on my shelves for that. Most of my books have more than 150 pages. It's fine. Rule number 4 is the genre. That is 2, which is a historical fiction. I need a book with a red cover that is younger than me, 150 pages or less, and historical fiction. I can do that. Last thing that I wanted to talk about is my scratch-off challenges. In a video that I didn't actually ever published, I talked about how I read Impossible Creatures to do a book with golden letters on the cover. So this is golden letters. So I did finish that challenge. I just never actually edited the video to put out about that. And I did scratch off a new ticket, and it came up as a book that has a vacation or something. A book with a setting of a place you'd like to go for vacation was what came up, which is actually kind of perfect because I was getting ready for Book List Thursday that I was doing with Lindsay and Sarah, and I was doing 5-star predictions based on where I would like to go on vacation. Vacation was the buzzword that I chose, which I chose it before that was the scratch off that I got. So I actually did complete that with every time I go on vacation, somebody dies. And I can't find the scratch off right now, which makes it kind of seem like I'm lying, but I totally did. I did complete it. So I do have another scratch off, and I cannot find anything to scratch with. So let me find something, and I will get back to you. Okay, so I found something. This bookmark is kind of metally, and it should work to scratch off. So it is a book with a photograph of a real person on the cover. Well, isn't that just peachy? I don't know that I have a book that has a photograph of a real person on the cover. So it might be a bit. Before I do this one, it's going to have to be something. It's probably going to be nonfiction, honestly. Probably some sort of memoir. I wonder if it could be like just real models on the cover. I mean, that's what it is for Ketchupathon. Of course, the one I'm using for that doesn't actually have people on it. But, So that one, this is currently what I'm working on. It might be a while before you find out how I did, because I don't know. I don't know when I'll get to that. So that'll be interesting. Anyway, let me know what you're planning on reading for Ketchupathon. But let me know also if you've read any of these books. They're all books that I am kind of excited for, and I cannot wait to dig into Ketchupathon. I can't wait to see all of you in the comments. We're going to be doing kickoff sprints, which we are calling the previews, on the 6th. I don't know exactly what time yet, and we're going to end with some closing credits. On the 20th, we'll have more about time and everything like that as it comes up. Until then, I'd love to chat with you down in the comments. Commenting, liking, and subscribing really help my channel grow, and I so appreciate you for doing that. I hope you're finding something wonderful to read, and until next time, happy reading. Bye.